The factory director deducted my bonus just because I was 2 minutes late. Cicada Comics. He publicly announced a 50,000 yuan deduction from my year-end bonus this year. I explained that I worked overtime until 3 a.m. last night to repair the machine. He scolded me for making excuses. I didn't want to argue anymore. I started quiet quitting at work. As a result, in less than a month, the machine broke down in the middle of the night, and no one repaired it in time, directly leading to a loss of 100 million. Monday morning. To be honest, I was in a pretty good mood after the emergency repair of machine number 3 on the night shift. The machine finally stopped its chaotic screaming. Looking at the stable data, I felt completely relaxed. It was already the middle of the night by the time I dragged myself back to the dorm. Lying in bed, I thought as long as I get through this month and get my year-end bonus, my father's dialysis fees, the money for my wife's second child, and the Chinese New Year expenses would be barely enough. Who knew that as soon as the alarm rang and I opened my eyes, it was all over. I was actually 2 minutes late. I rushed into the factory gate at full speed. Clock in machine ruthlessly showed 8:02. The small red light made a beep. At that moment, my heart skipped a beat. I'm screwed. I'm definitely going to get scolded again. I thought at most I'd just get lectured by the boss. Who knew the factory director would pull a major move? At the morning meeting, over 100 workers were standing in the workshop. The machines were silent. It was very oppressive. The director held a stack of papers, standing at the very front with a grim face. He pretentiously cleared his throat, squinting his eyes toward this direction. First, I want to announce something today. Cicada Comics. Some people think their tails can reach the sky just because they've been here for a few years. Brother Lee, I feel like he's targeting you. Lee Feng was 2 minutes late for work. According to factory rules, his entire year-end bonus of 50,000 yuan is deducted. The entire workshop fell into a deathly silence instantly. My head buzzed. I was completely stunned. 50,000 yuan might not be much to rich people, but for me, this is my father's life-saving money for a quarter. It's the hospital fees for my wife's second child, and even more, the hope for the whole family's new year. I worked hard for a whole year. My monthly salary is never enough to spend. I was eagerly looking forward to this money for emergencies. Cicada Comics. The workers in the back row gasped. Deducting 50,000 for being 2 minutes late? That's so harsh. How are they going to have a new year? Exactly. We work hard all year just for this little bit of hard-earned money. Who's to blame for being late? He deserves it. Some people in the crowd were gloating. My throat felt dry as if stuffed with cotton. I took a deep breath with all my might to squeeze out a voice. Director. The alarm went off on machine number 3 yesterday because the circuit burned out. I did the emergency repairs alone until 3 a.m. I had just closed my eyes for a while and missed the alarm. That's why I was 2 minutes late. In fact, I didn't even have time for breakfast. My stomach is still growling with hunger. The director didn't even look me in the eye. He continued to flip through the list in his hand. Overtime is your own problem. Being late is a violation. The factory's rules cannot make an exception for you alone. If I hadn't worked overnight for the repairs, machine number 3 wouldn't even start right now. The whole factory would be stalled. He slammed his hand on the table suddenly. The loud noise made the female workers in the front row shudder. Lee Feng, what's your point? You dare to talk back after making a mistake? As an old employee, you should lead by example in following the rules. If you take the lead in being late, how can the team be led in the future? Have the factory rules become just decorations? Being shouted at publicly like this. My face burned hot. I've worked in this factory for 5 whole years. I'm a group leader, after all. He didn't give me any face at all in front of everyone. The workers in the back row couldn't help but whisper. He did work until the middle of the night yesterday. Those of us on the night shift saw him climb down from the machine with our own eyes. ... What's the use of seeing it? In the factory, doesn't the director have the final say? Hearing the discussion below, the director was furious. He directly issued a harsh threat. Humph. From now on, whoever dares to plead for him again will be punished along with him. Consider the 50,000 yuan as killing the chicken to warn the monkeys. Let's see who dares to be late in the future. After the threat, everyone was so scared they stared at their toes and didn't dare to breathe, for fear of getting in trouble themselves. I gritted my teeth hard. My palms were full of cold sweat. My chest felt blocked as if stuffed with a stone. It's not that I want to deny the mistake, but this injustice is really hard to swallow. Staring at the director's smug face, I suddenly understood one thing completely. In the eyes of capitalists, the life I sacrificed in the past, the nights I stayed up, the machines I repaired, mean absolutely nothing. I am just an emotionless clock in machine. As long as I don't clock in on time, I have to be slaughtered submissively. Old Chen nudged me secretly with his elbow. Brother Lee, hurry up and plead for mercy. That's a whole 50,000 yuan. I took a deep breath, and the phrase that almost escaped my mouth, "This isn't fair," was swallowed back into my stomach. I straightened the safety helmet on my head, and gave the director a cold smile. My tone was surprisingly calm. No problem, director. Everything will be done according to what you said. The director was obviously stunned. He didn't expect the stubborn one to actually back down. He gave an arrogant cold snort and threw down the list. Meeting adjourned. Everyone get back to your stations and work. The workers scattered like ants from a boiling pot. Some deliberately avoided me, as if being near me would bring them bad luck. Some also came over and patted my shoulder. Forget it. Just consider yourself unlucky. Who told you to go head to head with him? I remained silent. Those few steps toward machine number 3 felt as heavy as lead. Last night's scenes flashed through my mind. Curling up alone on the cold concrete floor. Reaching my arm into the scalding hot machine. The back of my hand was covered in red burns. I was so thirsty my throat was parched, but I didn't want to stop to drink water. At that time, everyone in the factory was sound asleep. Only I was stupid enough to worry about delaying tomorrow's work. Working my heart out to fix it overnight. Looking back now, I was truly an idiot. Standing in front of the giant machine, I reached out and touched the still warm metal shell. This old partner. From the day it landed in the factory. Which bearing would shake? Which gear would make an unusual sound? As soon as the motor turned, I could accurately locate the fault even with my eyes closed. All these years, whenever the machine stopped, everyone's instinctive reaction was, hurry and call Li Feng. Even if I was sleeping soundly at 2 a.m., I'd get up and rush to the workshop as soon as the phone rang. Absolutely never a word of complaint. What did I get in return? Just because of a damn 2-minute delay. 50,000 yuan of hard-earned money vanished instantly. The whole family's livelihood for a year was directly cut off. I couldn't help but shake my head and smile bitterly. That ridiculous sense of dedication in my heart was crushed into pieces by a single footstep. Old Chen saw me standing there like a log, and quickly came over and asked quietly, "Brother Li, can you really swallow this injustice? Do you want to go over his head and plead with the big boss?" I shook my head resolutely. Forget it. It's useless to try and reason with them. Then what are you going to do next? I pinned my work badge back on my chest, picked up a wrench casually. What else can I do? From now on, we'll strictly follow the factory rules. Old Chen looked confused and didn't understand. If work starts at a certain time, I'll arrive exactly then. When it's time to get off, I'm leaving immediately. Once my duties are done. Working 1 extra second is on me being foolish. Old Chen stood there stunned for 2 seconds. Didn't you used to come half an hour early every day to check the circuits? That was when I was out of my mind. In the future, this kind of free suckers work. Whoever wants to do it can do it. At this moment, a plan was finalized in my heart. I will definitely not cause trouble, argue, or take the initiative to resign. We will strictly follow the labor contract in black and white. Since the factory insists on treating people as emotionless screws, then I will honestly be a scrap metal screw. However many turns I'm supposed to make, I'll make. Not even half a turn more. Let the director have a headache slowly. As soon as the clock-off bell rang, I dropped my tools and sprinted to the clock-in machine to leave immediately. Staying in the factory for 1 more second now is a huge waste of life. The next morning, I rushed into the factory area exactly in the last 3 seconds. Beep, looking at the green light on the clock-in machine, I couldn't help but want to laugh in my heart. Now I only count by the second. Old Chen was staring at me from a distance. Old Chen was staring at me from a distance. Brother Li, you've completely let yourself go and are ready to slack off. What else can I do? The leader said we must follow the rules. I'm strictly abiding by the factory rules. After saying that, I deliberately slowed my pace, walking more leisurely than an old man strolling in the park. Just as I reached the workshop door, I ran into the director as if I'd seen a ghost. He was staring at me with a dark face. I sneered in my heart. See? Before, when I arrived early every day, I didn't even get a thank you. Now, clocking in right on time is treated like a crime. You're quite punctual with your timing today. Everything is strictly following the factory's rules and regulations. He was instantly speechless from the retort, the arrogance on his face visibly deflated. As soon as the morning meeting started, the director's sharp glances kept flying toward me, seeing me standing there like a wooden post. Instead of proactively handing over the equipment inspection report like before, his expression became even uglier. Sure enough, capitalists are insatiable when exploiting the poor. If they can't get an advantage, they feel like they've suffered a loss. Just after announcing the adjournment, he deliberately spoke with a drawn-out tone to warn me. Everyone, dismiss. Get back to your positions and start working. There was a hidden meaning in his words. It was clearly testing to see if I would, like a lapdog, proactively stay and work some overtime. As a result, I turned around cleanly and left. I didn't even spare him an extra glance from the corner of my eye. Old Chen followed behind, trying hard to suppress a laugh. Brother Li, that head-on move was truly beautiful. I shrugged my shoulders indifferently. if I don't show him some attitude. To be honest, the nameless fire in my chest is still burning. But the more aggrieved I feel in my heart, the more I will politely execute the contract word for word in my actions. I have to let them see for themselves, without me clearing the mines every day, whether this broken factory can still run. Sure enough, as expected, less than half an hour after I sat back at my station, the precious machine number 3 started throwing a tantrum. The conveyor belt speed dropped visibly first. The new apprentice panicked instantly. He kept pressing the control panel and muttering, "It's over, it's over. Why is the alarm ringing again? What are you pressing randomly? Hurry and call your Uncle Lee to save the day." The young man turned back in panic to seek help, while I was slowly picking through my toolbox, looking for that right wrench. The director rushed out of the office with a dark face. What happened? Why did the speed drop again? Li Feng used to check beforehand. He probably hasn't checked that part yet. The director almost exploded with anger on the spot upon hearing this. He is the group leader. If he doesn't care, the whole production line will suffer. Hearing this, I threw the wrench onto the table. Spread my hands. Director, I am doing what I should be doing during work hours. If you insist on me working beforehand, does it count as overtime pay? You didn't have this attitude before. Didn't you always come early to work? That was before. Didn't you say yesterday that the rules are more important than anything? Why should I touch the machine before the scheduled time? Wouldn't that be breaking the rules knowingly? The surroundings fell into a deathly silence instantly. Everyone was waiting for the director to explode on the spot, but he couldn't squeeze out a single word for a long time. He could only grit his teeth and have the monitor watch the newcomer continue adjusting. In less than 10 minutes, machine number 3 suddenly made a dull thud. The entire workshop floor shook. The young man next to it was so scared his legs were trembling. Brother Lee. It stopped by itself. The director's face turned pale as a sheet instantly. What does it mean for this machine to break down? The entire assembly line is paralyzed. Production is cut in half. Orders are completely scrapped. The director yelled at me in a panic. Li Feng, do you just want to watch the show? Hurry and fix it. Director, I'm not on strike. But don't yell at me. I'm not falling for that. Old Chen's shoulders were twitching next to me from suppressed laughter. Brother Lee, you're going to give him a stroke. The director's face alternated between green and white. He forced his anger back down into his stomach. Li Feng, I'm asking you to please come and take a look. Only then did I nod reluctantly, bent down and stuck my head into the machine. In just 2 minutes, I directly identified the fault. The transmission belt was loose and had come off its track. I reported yesterday during the emergency repair that we needed a new part. The management refused to approve the purchase no matter what. As soon as it hit high speed today, the hidden danger exploded on the spot. I stood up and brushed off the grease from my hands. Director, I said yesterday that the part must be replaced. You didn't approve it. I'm helpless too. Dozens of eyes in the workshop were fixed on the director. Those looks were clearly saying, well then, let's see how you shift the blame this time. The director's face turned beet red. Just get it fixed no matter what. Without new parts. At most, I can just do a temporary patch. ... How long it lasts is all up to fate. Keep it going for now. Otherwise, today's production is finished. I didn't waste any more words, and tightened the belt firmly. But I knew clearly in my heart, this broken machine would explode sooner or later. I used to do 7 or 8 inspections a day, just to prevent this. I turned around and walked out. Director, I'm going to the restroom. The director's eyes went wide. Didn't you just go? Didn't you say to follow the rules when you deducted my 50,000 yuan bonus? I'm going to the restroom normally now. But do the factory rules forbid people from pooping now? The director was instantly silenced, unable to say a word. All the co-workers on the production line were suppressing their laughter. His face turned the color of pig liver. From this second on, I had completely come to a realization. No human feelings allowed. If I'm late, then follow the rules cold-bloodedly. If you don't give me respect, then no one is going to have a good time. Capitalist messed with the wrong person this time. He didn't mess with an easy target, but with someone who holds the core technology. This is definitely the biggest stupidity he has ever committed, since the entire line can't run without me. As soon as the clock-off bell rang, I was again the first to rush out of the workshop like an arrow. Brother Lee, aren't you going to work some overtime? The machine's hidden dangers haven't been cleared yet. The apprentice behind me yelled in panic. I headed straight out without looking back. Not leaving when it's time to get off is just missing a brain. If I leave late, even the leftovers in the cafeteria will be gone and I'll have to eat instant noodles again. Whoever wants to be a workhorse can be one. To hell with overtime. As soon as the words were spoken, I had already rushed to the clock and machine. Steadily took the first green light. Getting off work on time is the basic dignity a worker should have. I really was out of my mind before, fighting with the machine even after work, just for fear of affecting tomorrow's progress. I always felt doing a bit more was my duty. Cicada Comics. Working overtime and staying up late didn't matter. Which led to me having to sigh at empty pots in the cafeteria every day. Finally, I had to pay out of my own pocket for instant noodles to survive. Now I've woken up. Doing twice as much work doesn't make anyone appreciate you. But being 2 minutes late can wipe out a whole year's effort. It's simply going too far. 50,000 yuan of life-saving money is gone. So why bother pretending to be a model worker? Tonight I must think of some side jobs to supplement the family income. I swallowed the last bite of food. Found a secret number in my phone, Director Wu of the neighboring competitor. Director Wu, you mentioned before that I should find some time to check the machines for you. Are you still looking for someone? The other end of the phone burst into joy instantly. He was so enthusiastic he almost wanted to hand over a cup of tea through the network. Yes. Same as before, 400 an hour, deal? I calculated in my head. Can we make it 500? I guarantee to fix whatever is wrong. The other side was silent for 2 seconds. I thought this old fox was going to bargain. But he directly agreed. As long as you're willing to come. 500 it is. Payment upon completion. Hurry and come save the situation. Everything here is in a total mess. I stood frozen on the spot. An extremely complex emotion surged in my heart. The one who forced me to stay up until 3 a.m. without a single human word of kindness was the old employer I'd sacrificed 5 years of my life for. The one who was eager to throw money at me just for a quick look was actually someone else's boss. No problem, I'll be there in 15 minutes. I hung up the phone. I hopped on my small electric scooter and throttled it to the max. 2,000 yuan in extra cash, here I come. Cicada Comics. As soon as I arrived at the factory gate, I saw Director Wu looking out eagerly. Oh, my savior, you've finally come. The machine has been stopped for several days. Several master technicians have almost taken all the parts apart and still can't find the problem. Take me to see it. As soon as I walked up to it, I heard the machine cough twice. And I basically knew what was going on. With a few quick moves. In less than 10 minutes, the machine was running smoother than when it was new. If it weren't for my old employer's machines being as broken as scrap metal, forcing me to practice every day, I really wouldn't have developed this godlike skill. Director Wu's eyes almost fell out of his head. It was fixed in 10 minutes? The faces of the several master technicians nearby were as green as bitter melons. One person asked quietly and unconvinced, "Did you know the answer beforehand?" I shook the engine oil off my palms. No. I just knew it as soon as I heard the sound. The master technician's mouth twitched. Several of us listened for 3 days and touched it for 3 days. It's really disheartening to compare people like that. That's simply amazing. Another technician kept smacking his lips in awe. Brother Lee, your skills. Shouldn't you be earning tens of thousands a month over there? Hearing this, my nose suddenly felt sour. A belly full of bitterness surged up. Where would I find tens of thousands? Working myself to death only gets me 8,000 yuan. I can barely even keep the whole family fed and warm. Just go and ask around. In this circle, anyone with a bit of skill, who doesn't easily make over 10,000? Come, let's go to my office for a cup of good tea. Director Wu grabbed my arm and led me out. This factory isn't large in scale, but the workshop is brightly lit, and the workers all have a glow of motivation in their eyes. Don't mention it, I want to work more. 2 more hours of work means 2 more hours of pay. Director Wu, to be honest, it's almost New Year and there are expenses to cover everywhere at home. I politely declined. Because it was fixed so quickly, I couldn't even milk a few hours of pay. Brother, I understand completely. It's not about the time spent. You just resolved a massive crisis for me. They spent ages on it and it was all for nothing. Director Wu was grinning from ear to ear. It was down for days and no one could handle it. The moment you touched it, it came back to life. Put these 2,000 yuan in your pocket first. Consider it your fee for the hard work tonight. Sit down, have some tea, and let's talk slowly. Sit down, have some tea, and let's talk slowly. Director Wu directly handed over a stack of red bills. My hand shook in surprise. I only worked for 10 minutes. Why give so much? There's 100 yuan bills here. Actually, I was regretting it like crazy in my heart. If I had known, I would have dawdled a bit to reach 4 hours. Only then would I have felt I earned this money with a clear conscience. Brother, I'll be honest with you. Every day this machine is down, I lose hundreds of thousands. You helped me fill a bottomless pit. I'm happy to pay this amount. Li Feng, you really are a genius. You really are a talent. Why not just jump ship and work for me? The benefits will absolutely crush that crappy factory of yours. These words were like a coal fire, instantly warming my heart. This guy really treats a skilled artisan like a king. I found myself momentarily tongue-tied. After all, the new year was just around the corner. Quitting without a backup plan is a huge taboo. No need to rush to answer. Go back and think it over slowly. But I have a favor to ask. The end of the year is approaching. The orders are exploding like crazy. The boys really can't take it anymore. Could you come over after work to oversee things for me? Just maintain the equipment while you're at it. The money won't be an issue. Even if you just come and sit there playing on your phone. As long as you ensure the machines don't stop all night. 2,000 per night, I won't bargain a cent. How about it? Just help me get through these last 2 months of the year. His tone was so sincere it was impossible to refuse. My whole body froze like a statue. Whether it's much work or little, it's 2,000 a night. There are exactly 60 days left until the new year. If I do this for the full 2 months, earnings would instantly crush a whole year's total income at my old factory. Every night. Even if I only stay for an hour? My eyes widened in disbelief. That's right, Director Wu nodded heavily. I won't play games with you. Tens of millions in goods are waiting to be shipped by year end. You know the industry. If the machines go down, the daily loss would make me want to jump off a building. I'm truly coveting your skills. Consider it a huge favor for me. I built this factory from nothing to what it is today. It really hasn't been easy. Hearing this, my heart was filled with mixed emotions. Are my unique skills really worth this much? Then what was my 5 years of voluntary blood donation to the other place worth? Am I just a pure sucker? As for the money, you can rest assured. If you find daily settling too troublesome, and bank transfers are inconvenient for you, I can just bring a box of cash here, it's no problem. Wait here. I'll call the finance department right now to have them send the money to the workshop. Hey. No rush. My tongue instantly got tied and I started stuttering. I'm so used to being exploited. I really couldn't handle this sudden pie falling from the sky. Just settling it daily is fine. Thank you so much. I should be the one saying thank you. You really saved me from a major crisis. As Director Wu spoke, he refilled my hot tea. I'll go wander around the workshop again to check for any hidden hazards. I stood up as I spoke. To be honest, getting 2,000 yuan for 10 minutes of work. The money felt like it was burning a hole in my pocket. Couldn't even taste the high quality tea anymore. I like a brother like you who actually gets things done. I'll have someone take you around. I have some social engagements later, so I won't stay. The machines are all counting on you. After finishing the instructions, Director Wu immediately had someone take me straight to the workshop. I did a large circuit inside and outside the workshop. Pricking up my ears, I listened to each one like a doctor. I tuned up all the machines that were running with issues. Covered in engine oil, I worked straight through until 11 p.m. Hearing the smooth rumble of the machines throughout the workshop, I felt truly at ease. Only this way, with the 2,000 yuan in my pocket, did I feel I had truly earned it. On the way back to my dorm on my small electric scooter, I pulled out my phone and looked. The screen was full of missed calls. They were all from my coworkers at the old factory. Just now, I was so focused on repairing the machines that I had set my phone to silent. Opening WeChat, I saw that the messages had exploded to 99 plus. Brother Lee, where did you go? Machine number 3 is down again. The night shift guys say it won't start at all. Hurry and come save the situation. The sales department is breathing down our necks for the goods. The customer suddenly moved the delivery date forward. The machine just won't start no matter what. The other machines in the workshop are also starting to go on strike. Everyone is completely stumped. Group leader, please come back and save us. The director is already fuming and cursing in the streets. It was all frantic messages from the workshop group chat. I'm long off work. I was out taking delivery orders just now. I slowly typed out a reply. We'll talk about it tomorrow morning. This kind of voluntary labor that doesn't pay a cent. I won't stay for even one more second now. I casually clicked on the next WeChat message. On the screen was a transfer from Director Wu. Exactly 60,000 yuan. Li Feng, thank you so much. I just got back to the factory after drinking. Thank you for clearing up all the hazards. This is the advance for your hard work this month. Don't refuse, please accept it. This boss is truly generous with his money. I thought his earlier talk about paying in advance was just polite chatter. I was stunned for a moment. I replied with a thank you. Decisively clicked to receive the payment. My fingers were trembling slightly as I pressed the screen. ... Anyway, from now on, I'll definitely clock out exactly on time at the old place. I'll use all my nightly energy to protect Director Wu's operations. I'll visit a few more factories to sell my technical skills. The new year is coming. All production lines are rushing work desperately. There's a shortage of technical gurus everywhere. At this critical juncture, as long as I'm willing to put in the effort, I can definitely make a fortune for a prosperous new year. A little bit of hardship or fatigue is nothing. What's truly deadly is having empty pockets for the holidays. As a middle-aged man with a mortgage and a family to support, making money is the only hard truth. My mind was filled with the look in my dad's eyes as he waited for his medicine, my wife's growing belly, and the endless expenses during the new year. The pressure was suffocating, yet it gave me a sense of purpose. Having completely abandoned those nights of unpaid overtime, this sleep was simply too refreshing. Thinking about how I'd earned back that year-end bonus stolen by that dog director, the frustration in my heart instantly vanished. I didn't even have a single dream and slept until broad daylight. The next morning, I once again precisely hit the 3-second countdown to race into the factory. Hearing the clock in machine beep with a green light, I leisurely pulled out my phone. As soon as the screen lit up, it was crowded with unread messages and wails from the workshop group. I casually swiped open the screen. I almost couldn't stop myself from snorting like a pig. It's over. Machine 3 is completely dead this time. The noise when it broke just now. The whole workshop was shaking. The director rushed over in his pajamas at 2 a.m. He scolded the night shift leader until he cried on the spot. I tucked my phone back into my pocket. Whistling, I strolled into the workshop, pretending to be dazed and oblivious as if I had just woken up. Just as I wandered over to machine 3, I saw a dense crowd of people gathered around it. Every single one of them looked as miserable as a frost-bitten eggplant. The director stood in the very middle like a wooden post. His eyes were bloodshot from staying up late, looking like someone who'd lost everything after 3 days of mahjong. Suddenly spotting me approaching, his face twisted instantly. Li Feng, where the hell were you last night? The machine is in this pathetic state and you didn't even take a look. I casually tipped my safety helmet up. My face was full of innocence. Last night, I clocked out and left right on time. Didn't you repeatedly emphasize that the rules are absolute? I was strictly following the factory regulations. These words hit the mark. He rolled his eyes so hard he almost lost his breath. The apprentices nearby were biting their lips trying not to laugh. Their shoulders were shaking, but they didn't dare make a sound. The director clenched his teeth to suppress his fury. He forced a smile that looked worse than crying. Fine. But surely you can take over and look at it now? If Machine 3 doesn't start running, our production capacity for today will be completely shot. I narrowed my eyes and gave it a cold sweep. Was the order for new parts for those worn-out materials approved? The director's eyes suddenly darted around. He stuttered, playing dumb. What materials? I couldn't help but let out a cold laugh. I reported the day before yesterday that the drive belt was about to snap and had to be replaced. You were too stingy to approve it, right? The huge workshop instantly fell into a dead silence. You could have heard a pin drop. ... Director, last time we were going to buy the belt, you personally said the budget was exceeded and to wait until next month. The director's old face turned as green as a bottlefly. He roared in exasperation. Shut up, right now. I shook my head helplessly. Mechanical equipment is the most honest. If you're unwilling to spend a few dozen yuan on a part, just wait to lose hundreds of thousands in downtime. The director was jumping up and down in frustration. Then think of a way to fix it and get it running first. The sales department's calls are about to explode my phone. Indifferently, I looked down and picked the grease out from under my fingernails. My voice was devoid of emotion. Sorry. I can't do this job today. The director's blood vessels were about to burst. What did you say? Say that again if you have the guts. I can't make bricks without straw. Am I supposed to use my life to fix it without new parts? This workshop is full of ancient junk. You're too stingy to replace anything with new ones. Yet you find all sorts of ways to exploit the workers around the clock to fill the gap. The workshop supervisor standing nearby was so anxious his mouth was twitching. He hurriedly leaned in to whisper into the director's ear. Li Feng is right this time. We withheld the accessories and didn't buy them. Without materials, even a god could only stare blankly. Director's face turned a deep purple, like fermented liver. He completely lost his cool and shouted. Then tell me what to do. The customer is coming with people to inspect the goods soon. If the machines are down, we'll all have to pay a fortune in liquidated damages. I slowly cleared my throat and tossed out a casual sentence. Then my skills are inadequate, I can't fix it. If we have to pay damages, we'll just have to accept our fate. Internally, I was mocking him wildly. Anyway, the liquidated damages won't be deducted from my pay. Who do you think you're pressuring with those lofty threats? The air around us froze. Old Chen's mouth twitched as he lowered his voice and cursed. Brother Li, you've truly blown the roof off today. The director was so angry his eyes were bloodshot. His eyeballs looked like they were about to pop out and hit the floor. Li Feng, you're openly challenging your superior. You've set your mind on not working here anymore, haven't you? Directly raised my hand to cut off his impotent rage. This is what I call strictly following the factory rules by clocking in and working. The rules were set by your good self. I followed them to the letter. Where am I wrong? To put it bluntly, the worst that could happen is I walk out today and stop serving you. I continued my expressionless output. Whenever the parts arrive, is when the machine will restart. Don't say I'm being heartless. Once the materials are in place, I guarantee it'll be running in 10 minutes. Purchasing. Exactly when will the parts arrive? With expedited shipping, it'll take at least 3 days. The director's vision went black, he almost suffered a stroke and fainted. Suddenly, a fatal follow-up comment drifted from the crowd. If we hadn't forced Brother Li away last night, how could such a major disaster have happened? That's right. He used to come early every single morning to check for hazards. This old machine never failed like this before. The director docked 50,000 of his hard-earned money just for being late once. That was indeed a heartless move. The director shot a vicious glare at the crowd. Everyone was instantly silenced, not daring to make a sound. But once the crack in public opinion opened, the entire mood in the workshop shifted. Everyone knew in their hearts. The director had docked 50,000 yuan over 2 minutes, forcing a technical expert to stop caring and do the bare minimum. The lifeblood of the entire factory was actually in Li Feng's hands. But now, he looked at this crappy factory like it was a trash bin. Seeing the director's head about to emit smoke, I slowly took a long stretch. Director, the factory rules strictly forbid idle chatter during work hours. I have to go work now. Let me know when the parts arrive. With my hands in my pockets, I strolled away with a very leisurely gait, looking like a retired old man taking a walk in the workshop, leaving only the director frozen on the spot, his face as pale as a corpse just hauled out of a morgue. This scrap metal may be a death sentence in other people's eyes, but in my hands, they all have to behave. At the end of the year, work is frantic and machines run 24 hours a day. Parts are worn out and there's no maintenance. It would be a miracle if no problems occurred. In the past, when such a mess happened, everyone relied on a single breath of effort to keep going. Back then, as the elder brother, even if I didn't close my eyes for days, I wouldn't let the line stop for a second. I always felt this was my livelihood, and even more so, a responsibility I couldn't shake. The brothers were forced to work overtime and were full of resentment. In the end, I was the only one holding the line. To put it bluntly, I'm more familiar with these machines even with my eyes closed than the director is with his own son. The little apprentice next to me leaned in and whispered, "Brother Lee, you've really decided to pack up and leave? Stay here and be a living Buddha? The year-end bonus has gone down the drain. I must leave after this year is over." My ears were listening to the sound of the machine next door. I casually twisted a knob. With a click, the noise vanished. "So, have you found your next place?" I gave him a look. "We'll see as things go. We'll talk about it when the time comes. I absolutely cannot reveal the astronomical price Director Wu is paying. Otherwise, this crappy factory would explode on the spot." The exhausting day finally came to an end. Just a second before I was about to clock out, the purchased parts actually arrived against all odds. A colleague shouted at the top of his lungs, "Brother Lee, the materials are here. Machine 3 is saved." I didn't even give him the back of my head. "I'm off work." The moment the words left my mouth, I rushed to the clock-in machine like a 100-meter sprinter. Beep. The moment the green light lit up, my mood soared. Another 2,000 yuan in the bag tonight. I disdainfully wiped the black oil from my palms. "We'll talk about it after I clock in tomorrow morning." Storekeeper was dumbfounded. But the director gave a direct order to have it finished tonight. I get paid for work during shift hours. Off shift, I'm not available. No way you're getting me to work overtime for free. This guy has to go earn extra cash by making deliveries. Otherwise, how am I supposed to survive the new year? On air, a group of co-workers stared at my back and laughed wildly. A sense of satisfaction spread through the workshop as someone finally dared to stand up to the management. An old employee whispered, "Holy cow. That was amazing. Brother Lee is a real man, unafraid of anything." At this moment, the director was craning his neck at the office door. His face as dark as the soot at the bottom of a pot. "Where are the parts? Hurry up and install them. Where the hell is Li Feng?" Storekeeper was trembling. "The parts have arrived. But Brother Lee has already clocked out and left." "What? Call him and get him back here right now. Right away." The storekeeper was so aggrieved he was about to cry. "He's long gone." He sped off on his electric scooter. He said he had to go make deliveries to earn money for the new year. I couldn't stop him. This is outrageous. Who exactly is in charge of this crappy factory? Director, the sales department has given a strict order. The customer will be here at 10 a.m. tomorrow sharp to inspect the goods. The director's face instantly faded from liver purple to deathly pale. If the customer arrives and sees machine 3 down, the order is definitely toast. We couldn't afford the sky-high liquidated damages even if we sold the factory. Terrified, his legs started shaking and he slumped against the doorframe. Will Li Feng actually fix it when he comes tomorrow morning? The supervisor stuttered, swallowing hard. Probably. I guess. The director's teeth were grinding audibly. If he dares to dawdle tomorrow, I'll. Cicada Comics. Before he could finish his threat, he instantly deflated like a punctured balloon. No. I absolutely cannot provoke that living ancestor again. The supervisor sighed helplessly. You pushed him too far. Who wouldn't have some resentment in their heart? These words were like a poisoned knife, stabbing deeply into the director's heart. Trembling, he slumped into his chair, his throat dry. This can't be all my fault. He was the one who broke the rules first. At this very moment, I was riding my little electric scooter, leisurely slurping ramen from a roadside stall, browsing funny videos, and guzzling 3 yuan iced soda. Cicada Comics. Comfortably heading to Director Wu's to make big money. I had long since set my phone to silent. Even with my eyes closed, I could imagine the director's old face. Anxiety, anger, regret, and fear were all mixed into a mess. He brought it on himself. Who told him to be so cold-blooded and dock my 50,000 yuan? Almost all the equipment at Director Wu's place was brand new. They were extremely well maintained. Occasional minor glitches were easily handled with a few moves. Clocking out on time every day while making a fortune on the side. This life was simply fantastic. Returning to my dormitory in the dark. It was already past 11 p.m. From far off, I saw someone pacing frantically at the entrance. My dear brother. You finally showed up. Hurry to the workshop and save the situation. Customer came over in the middle of the night. Sales says we must see finished products off the line tomorrow morning. My work hours were used up long ago today. Everything can wait until tomorrow. Getting me to work for free is absolutely out of the question. I just spent the whole night out in the cold wind making deliveries. At least I made over 100 yuan. As long as you get the machine running tonight, I'll personally pay you an extra 200 out of my own pocket. The director's voice suddenly came from behind. Checking by the street lamp. That old face was as sallow and hideous as paper. I was startled. This skinflint actually came in person to block my door. Ask me again early tomorrow. I'm so tired I can't even keep my eyes open. If I'm late again tomorrow, I don't have a second year-end bonus for you to dock. Leaving behind those words, I turned and walked toward the dormitory building. 500 yuan. Plus, I'll grant you an extra day of paid leave tomorrow. My footsteps stopped abruptly. I started calculating in my head. With paid leave, I could also go out and do another day of private work. It seems I wouldn't really be losing out. Are you a man of your word? The director followed me like I was a life-saving straw. Is the sun rising from the west? How did this vampire suddenly change his ways? I swiped open my phone screen, seeing a bunch of desperate SOS messages in the workshop group. I instantly let out a cold laugh. Turns out everyone was at a loss and couldn't fix it. They were only forced to come and beg me because they had no other choice. But after running around all day, my bones were falling apart. It would still be more comfortable to go lie in my bed. I deliberately drawled as I continued walking upstairs. Doesn't matter how rushed you are. I've seen too many of these empty promises. I won't act until I see the money. A guy like me hates being called from behind while walking at night. Especially by a black-hearted director like you. 500 yuan cash plus exactly 2 days of paid leave. How about it? Li Feng, don't you dare leave. I stopped dead in my tracks. This old fox is truly pushed to the edge of jumping off a building. He's terrified. That high and mighty attitude he used to maintain is now shattered into pieces on the floor. I slowly turned around. 500 yuan and 2 days of paid leave. Do you dare to sign and seal this right now in black and white? I'll sign. If you want me to write a note now, I'll write it. I gave a heavy cold snort in my heart. How dominant you were when you blackballed my 50,000 yuan with one stroke of your pen. Now you know how to act like a coward and call me daddy. I let out an extremely exaggerated, long sigh. My voice was weak and dragged out long. Oh boy, my vitality is so drained tonight, my legs feel like they're filled with lead. See, I can't even stand steadily now. How can I find the energy? The director was so anxious he was about to burst into tears on the spot. Li Feng, I'm begging you. The customer has already checked into the hotel in the middle of the night. They're fixated on seeing the machines running and goods shipping by 10 a.m. tomorrow. Machine number 3 is like a dead pig right now. Are you going to make me pay with my life? Boss, by labeling it like that, you're putting quite a lot of pressure on me. The director's breathing was wheezing like a bellows. Then can you finally show some mercy now? Fine, stop noisily complaining. Let's go take a look at where it died. As soon as those words were spoken, the few brothers watching nearby almost clapped on the spot in excitement. To be honest, I'm not the kind of cold-hearted person who leaves others in the lurch. But to deal with this kind of snobbish boss, you have to peel a layer of skin off him, so he learns what respect for technology means. Just as I strolled up to machine number 3, the dense crowd instantly and automatically parted like a red carpet. The massive machine number 3 lay there lifelessly, looking like a completely useless hunk of dead iron. Just as I crouched down, before my hand even touched the metal cover, a coworker nearby hurriedly reported, "Brother Lee, his guys have been secretly struggling with this piece of junk for 2 hours. And we couldn't even make it budge an inch." The director was next to us, so anxious he was about to wet his pants and cry. The big shots from the sales department are blowing up my phone. They've already asked about this machine 800 times. A cold smile couldn't help but touch the corner of my mouth. Nonsense. In the past, whenever we hit such fatal and tricky problems, was there ever a time they didn't call me in to settle it? Hearing those words, Cicada Comics. Director's facial muscles twitched violently. I shone a high-intensity flashlight into the machine's guts. The fault point was more obvious than lice on a bald man's head. The drive belt had been gnawed to shreds and was peeling. And the entire shaft was completely misaligned. If they had forced it to power on again, the entire workshop would have gone down with it. It's no exaggeration to say that if I had come an hour later, the core main bearing would have been absolutely trashed on the spot. I lowered my voice and cursed coldly. Which blind fool installed this base? The anchor bolts didn't even catch properly. New apprentice trembled and weakly raised his hand. The director said to rush production. He told us to just close our eyes and make do with starting the machine. The director was instantly so angry he almost suffocated. Shut your stinking mouth right now. Will it kill you to say a few words less? I couldn't be bothered with them and directly barked out orders. Number 8 and number 12 wrenches. A flathead and a Phillips screwdriver. Hurry up and bring them all here. The people around ran frantically to get the tools as if they'd been injected with adrenaline. Cicada Comics. The moment I took the tools and started working, the entire noisy workshop went dead silent. Screech. The harsh sound of metal friction rang out. Everyone held their breath, staring intently at my flying hands. 20 minutes. 35 minutes. Fixed. The oil-stained black gloves traced an arc through the air, landing on the table with a smack. The director stood there frozen like an ice sculpture. What? Fixed? You're not joking, are you? Beat it and go press the start button to see for yourself. The director extended a violently trembling finger and pressed hard on the start button. Vroom. The massive machine number 3 was like an awakened beast, running as smoothly as if it had taken a throat lozenge. The sound of its operation was so silky it almost made one want to cry. The entire workshop was silent for 2 seconds, then instantly erupted into a commotion. Brother Lee is amazing. That's absolutely incredible. Lee Feng, you're freaking the true god of our factory. Even the workshop supervisor, who had seen much in his time, clicked his tongue wildly. This terrifying hand speed. I haven't seen anyone else in the whole industry who can do this. The director was so excited his legs went weak and he almost knelt on the spot. Lee Feng, my dear father. In the future, if anyone dares to dock a single cent from you again, I'll fight them to the death. From now on, whatever you say in this factory goes. I glanced at him coldly out of the corner of my eye. Don't give me that nonsense. Tomorrow morning, remember to have those 2 days of leave and 500 yuan on my desk. Cicada Comics. I'll give it right now. The director tremblingly pulled out his phone and sent a WeChat transfer right in front of everyone. Done. It's completely fixed for tonight, right? Totally, no problems. And about the leave. Take 2 days off. Take as many days as you want, whenever you want. I nodded with satisfaction. Alright, finished for the night, I'm out. I'm so tired my brain is about to explode. With my hands behind my back, I swaggered out of the workshop like an idle person who had just finished a shift. Cicada Comics. Meanwhile, those dozens of people behind me collectively paid their respects with their eyes, looking at my back with nothing but pious admiration for a living ancestor. Taking 2 days off in a row was absolutely fantastic. Every day I slept until I woke up naturally. Opening my eyes, the bright sun was already high in the sky. I took a hot shower, rode my beat-up scooter to the street corner, and slurped down a bowl of hot dry noodles. After gulping down a 2 yuan cup of iced soy milk, I let out a comfortable sigh. This heavenly life of no stress, no anger, and no being a scapegoat. I wouldn't trade it for being an emperor. In the evenings, I went to the neighbors to make 2,000 yuan as usual. I'd just tap the machines a couple of times with a wrench and they'd run obediently. Director Wu gave me a thumbs up on the spot. Brother, those hands of yours are definitely made of pure gold. Boss, you're a real sweet talker. Keep praising me and I might just sign a 6-month contract with you. When the leave ended and I returned to my original factory, I stuck to the same old recipe. Cicada Comics. Looking up, I was instantly stunned where I stood. Few unfamiliar faces had mysteriously appeared in the workshop. They were standing tall, looking even more official than the workshop supervisor. A colleague leaned in and whispered mysteriously, "Those guys are experts, the director just spent a fortune to recruit." I heard they're getting 12,000 a month. I couldn't help but let out a heavy scoff in my heart. He's really going all out with those terms. I worked my tail off for a year only to have 50,000 stolen from me. And now he uses that money to pay high salaries to these masters? Director's iron abacus is really loud. He's just using my hard-earned money to support them for 2 months. A bit of bitterness welled up in my heart, but it was fleeting. Calculating the balance in my pocket, with 2,000 coming in every night, I'm miles ahead of these so-called senior technicians. Since new people have arrived, I can slack off with an even clearer conscience. The more capable they are, the more I can openly fish for fun. I couldn't have been happier. As soon as the clock-out bell rang, muscle memory kicked in. I was the first one to sprint to the time clock. Beep. Cicada Comics. Who else understands the joy of clocking out exactly on time? Cicada Comics. However, I wasn't in a hurry to slip out today. I turned around and went straight into the director's office. The old boy was leaning comfortably back in his boss's chair, sipping on high-quality Tiguanyan tea. I raised my hand and knocked on the door. Director, I'm here to ask you about something. His eyelids flickered. Cicada Comics. Speak. That 50,000 yuan year-end bonus from last time. Could you please let it slide and give it to me? Being 2 minutes late really shouldn't warrant such a heavy hand. The director's face instantly changed like a turning page. He switched back to his high and mighty leadership persona in a second. He slowly picked up his teacup and blew off the foam. Li Fan. The factory has factory rules. Being late is a violation. It's written in black and white. If I had made an exception for you back then, every worker in the factory would be late every day. How would I lead this team then? You have to understand my difficulties too. I stared fixedly at his face. For a full 3 seconds of silence. I'm really learning something new today. He uses people when needed and discards them when not. When he was begging me, he almost knelt down and called me Daddy. As soon as the crisis was over, he immediately put on this disgusting official air again, suppressing the anger in my heart. I gave him another option. Even if you dock a little less as a gesture, it would be fine. The director's skin was thicker than the steel plate of a machine tool. Not even his expression changed. Your request is pure nonsense. It's absolutely impossible to agree to. I shrugged indifferently. Alright, then I understand. Since you're taking things to the extreme, and showing no human kindness at all, then don't blame me for continuing to take lying flat to the extreme. The days flowed by, and another month passed. The diplomas of those newly arrived experts probably be stacked a meter high, but their knees were too stiff to bend. Worse, they couldn't stand even a bit of grease. The strange temperaments of these ancient machines in the workshop. They couldn't get a handle on them at all. Relying on that bit of theoretical knowledge, they could only muddle through for a while. As soon as they hit a slightly tricky problem, they were lost. Usually, when they encountered dirty, smelly, or tiring work, it was still assigned to me. I didn't have any complaints about doing my job for my salary. Besides, those few newcomers still had a sense of novelty when they arrived. Cicada Comics. They were quite diligent in running around and showing off. The director was dreaming even bigger, thinking he had hired saviors for 12,000 yuan, and that he finally didn't have to look at Li Feng's face anymore. Every day he walked through the workshop with his hands behind his back, full of confidence, fantasizing that the factory was about to break out of Asia and go global. I continued to clock in on time and never stayed a second longer. After work, I went straight to Director Wu's to do maintenance. Several machines had been trained by me to be perfectly obedient. Every time Director Wu saw me, he couldn't stop smiling. At the beginning of the second month, he very happily dumped the remaining 60,000 yuan directly onto my card. This life of slacking while getting double pay is simply bubbling with comfort. But just when everyone thought the newcomers could take the lead, a catastrophic disaster was secretly gathering strength. The director could never have imagined that how smug he was now was how tragically he was about to be slapped in the face by reality. I still clocked in and out exactly on time without fail. If I stayed an extra second, I'd consider it my loss. Sure enough, this illusion of calm didn't last more than a few days before it was shattered. This morning, just after clocking in and entering the workshop, I looked up and saw those 12,000 yuan technicians surrounding machine number 5 so tightly not even water could get through. Everyone's brows were twisted into knots. Their expressions looked like they'd seen a ghost. I strolled over to get a closer listen. Several people were crouched there, complaining frantically. The structural design of this piece of junk machine is simply anti-human. How can it be so retro and crappy? This screw on the drive shaft is completely stuck and seized. Which idiot did this? We spent the whole afternoon yesterday messing with it. The more we adjusted it, the more the data crashed. We can't get a clue at all. Standing behind them, I almost couldn't help snorting with laughter. Retro? It's purely that you, top students, are ignorant. You haven't seen this kind of antique, battle-damaged equipment. These so-called elites, with their high salaries and high degrees, are just allergic to grease. There's no way they'd lie on the ground and crawl inside the machine. What they're best at is standing nearby and barking orders. Old Chen leaned over sneakily and lowered his voice. Brother Lee, they were at it until 11 p.m. last night, and machine number 5 still won't budge. The supervisor is so anxious his hair is falling out. So impressive. A 12,000 yuan monthly salary and they can't even handle machine number 5? Quote. 18,000 is all for technical skill, that's just talk. And the remaining 2,000 is for putting on airs. That's a classic line. I almost burst out laughing on the spot. The little issues with machine number 5. I can tell just by listening with my eyes closed. Cicada Comics. It's definitely the core bearing seized up. The lubricating oil inside had long since cooked into dry asphalt cakes. But my brain would have to be filled with water for me to volunteer my help. My current role is a top-tier fence sitter and a boss in the world of slacking. Cicada Comics. If I can avoid moving a muscle, I won't meddle at all. My current workplace motto is etched on my forehead. Any mess that's not in my jurisdiction, I won't even lift a pinky for it. I held out until after 10 a.m. when an earth-shattering boom suddenly erupted in the workshop. The concrete floor beneath my feet shook violently 3 times. Everyone in the workshop was instantly dazed by the shock. Immediately after, Cicada Comics. He heard a newcomer let out a shrill, out-of-tune scream. Director. It's over. Machine number 5 is smoking. The blur of the director rushing out of his office was even wilder than when I run to the neighbors to make 2,000 after work. What on earth happened? Didn't you guarantee it was fixed yesterday? The newcomer was so scared his face turned pale. His lips were trembling, and he was frantically making excuses. We fixed it according to the procedures. We powered it on and adjusted the parameters. And it just suddenly threw a fit. Every second machine number 5 is stopped, it burns real money. Do you people have brains or not? The director was so angry his eyes were bloodshot. He almost spat a mouthful of old blood onto the motherboard. The workshop supervisor was sweating profusely, frantically wiping his forehead. Without Li Feng here to hold the fort, the few of them simply can't handle this. The director's face was so dark it could drip ink. He suddenly turned his head, and a fierce glare shot directly toward me. I just happened to be passing by carrying a large wrench, staring blankly at the ceiling, my whole body screaming, none of my business. Li Feng, hurry over and deal with this. Director. I'm busy doing the work of my own position. Machine number 5 isn't under my jurisdiction. The director was so choked by that one sentence he almost passed out. His face turned the color of a moldy purple tomato. Beside him, those 12,000 a month top students looked as ashen as death, wishing they could find a crack in the floor to crawl into. One of them still tried to be stubborn. Director, don't worry, we'll try one more time. As a result, as soon as his finger touched the start button, clang, a terrifying sound of tearing metal impact made everyone in the workshop collectively shudder. This time, it didn't even smoke. It directly triggered the highest level overload protection. Piercing alarm sound rang through the workshop like a dying pig. The director was so scared all the color drained from his face. His lips were trembling uncontrollably. Cicada Comics. Fix it quickly. Sales is waiting for machine number 5's output to save their lives. Old Chen let out a long sigh of despair nearby. It's completely finished. The massive workshop went dead silent for a moment. The atmosphere was as oppressive as a funeral. Cicada Comics. Dozens of pairs of eyes turned in unison, all waiting for me to speak and break the stalemate. Several newcomers also peeked at me frantically out of the corners of their eyes. Cicada Comics. Their eyes were full of desperate pleas for help. Big boss, we're really useless. Please just step in. The director's previous pretentious leadership air had long since shattered into pieces. Cicada Comics. He sidled up to me like a defeated quail, his voice as thin as a mosquito's buzz. Li Feng, I'm begging you. Please take a look. Just as I was about to open my mouth, the phone in my pocket suddenly vibrated twice. Cicada Comics. I slowly pulled out my phone and took a look. Director Wu had sent a WeChat message. Li Feng, my good brother. Come over early tonight. I've arranged a top-tier seafood feast for you. As long as you're sitting in the workshop, I feel at ease. Looking at the screen, the corners of my mouth curled up wildly, and I almost laughed out loud. On this side, they're shamelessly crying and begging me for my life. On that side, I'm treated like a living ancestor on an altar. This extreme contrast between ice and fire was so satisfying my soul almost left my body. I slowly raised my head, staring at the director's old face that was so anxious he looked about to cry on the spot, and slowly spat out a sentence. Director, why are you coming to ask me? Didn't the factory just spend a fortune to hire 12,000 yuan senior technicians? They're elites with high degrees. For a small scene like this, you should be asking them for instructions. The director's Adam's apple bobbed violently, and he swallowed a large mouthful of bitterness. The few newcomers had been publicly slapped in the face, their faces as red as a monkey's butt. The director completely broke down. His defenses had fully collapsed. Li Feng, I'm begging you. In this whole factory, only you can make machine number 5 work. I looked at him coldly. For a full 3 seconds of silence. Wasn't that I'd truly leave them to die, but dealing with this kind of person who burns bridges. If I didn't take the chance to make him bleed, he'd never learn what respect for technology means in his life. I took a deep breath. My eyes cold, my voice not loud but extremely piercing. Director. Last time in the office, you personally taught me that the factory rules are supreme. Shouldn't we follow the rules strictly now? To put it another way, this machine number 5 is simply not my responsibility. If I were to rashly intervene, wouldn't I be openly stealing the senior technicians' livelihoods? That wouldn't be appropriate, right? The director's face instantly turned as white as paper. I simply tucked my wrench into my pocket, turned around, and went back to my own work. Over at machine number 5, things were in absolute chaos. My heart was as steady as an old dog, without a single ripple. I'm just a lowly worker. I show up on time and do what I'm paid for. The rest of this mess is none of my damn business. I held out until 5:30 p.m. As soon as the clock-out bell rang, I once again transformed into a sprinter to take first place. Cicada Comics. Beep. Clocking out exactly by the stopwatch was simply too satisfying. I brushed the dust off my hands, humming a little tune happily in my heart. In contrast, those 12,000 a month gods were almost pulling their hair out. What the hell? How did the parameters crash again? I clearly adjusted them myself. Where exactly is the problem? They were completely numb. My head is buzzing right now. The workshop supervisor was as anxious as an ant on a hot griddle. You people call this fixing a machine? The few top students' faces were pale with fear. Leader, we really have done our absolute best. Done your best? I could fix this piece of junk with my eyes closed just by listening to it. Even if the few of you sat down for a game of mahjong, you still couldn't fix it. The director stood nearby, corners of his mouth twitching frantically with fear. But I was long gone. When it's time to clock out, even the King of Heaven can't stop me. Thinking you can make me stay and work for free without pay? Purely a pipe dream. I hopped on my beat-up scooter and headed into the evening breeze. It was a smooth ride, and my heart felt wonderfully comfortable. After 9 p.m., I was sitting comfortably in Director Wu's factory drinking hot tea, having easily adjusted 2 machines to be perfectly obedient. Brother Li Feng, this divine skill of yours must be inherited, right? Cicada Comics. Solid as a rock. Leave early tonight, don't you dare wear yourself out. As long as you come over and give things a few taps, I feel at ease. This past month, I've relied entirely on you showing your skills. The factory's orders are moving incredibly smoothly. I smiled and waved him off, then lowered my head to continue working. But just as I wiped my hands, the phone in my pocket started vibrating frantically as if it were electrified. I pulled it out and scanned it. The screen was full of a bombardment of messages from the workshop group chat. It's over. Machine number 5 is dead for real this time. Completely finished. Not even a single light is turning on. Everything the assembly line is spitting out is scrap. The customer's phone is ringing off the hook. They're hounding us for our lives. The director is smashing cups in his office. He's gone completely mad. Finance just hit the calculator. The loss this time is estimated at nearly 100 million. I almost spat my hot tea directly onto the screen. 100 million? Even if you threw in the entire factory's profit for the whole year, you couldn't plug that hole. Cicada Comics. I blinked twice, scrolling down to keep watching the show. Cicada Comics. Machine number 5 handles all the super VIP high profit orders. The fatal thing is, it's also holding to the 2 assembly lines behind it by the throat. The goods shipped out these past 2 days are all freaking industrial waste. The customer went ballistic on the spot. The lawyer's letter was practically slapped right onto their long faces. Ha 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 ha. I couldn't help it. I was laughing so hard I was pounding the table. This wasn't just a broken machine. This was a full-on nuclear explosion. Didn't they despise me before for working slow and being a slacker? I've only been lying flat for a few days, and the factory has already lost 100 million. The more they lose their shirts, the more they go bankrupt. The more that dog of a director can't save face. What goes around comes around. Cicada Comics. This is the instant karma for treating a top-tier technical expert like a dog. At 11 o'clock at night, I rode my electric scooter slowly back to the dormitory building. From a distance, I could see the entire factory area lit up as bright as day. A bunch of losers with bloodshot eyes were still gathered around machine number 5, struggling with it. Even the director, who usually looks at people down his nose, had his sleeves rolled up, handing over wrenches. Just as I was passing the main gate, someone inside with sharp eyes shouted at the top of their lungs. Brother Lee, our great ancestor, you're finally back. Hurry in and save us. I didn't even turn my head. Cicada Comics. I don't have time. I clocked out long ago. I just finished delivering food outside. My bones are about to fall apart. Brother Lee, I'm begging you. The director is being driven to a mental breakdown. He can go crazy for all I care. What does that have to do with me? I kept walking toward the dormitory without stopping. The scene behind me was a living purgatory. Several people had half their bodies buried in the machine, fumbling blindly. Someone broke down and smashed a chair in a rage. Someone else was screaming in despair. The supervisor was squatting on the ground, holding his head, questioning his life choices. The director was slumped on a parts bin like a pile of mud. His eyes hollow and vacant, muttering to himself repeatedly. I really couldn't help but turn back for a second to admire this beautiful scene. Then I happily hummed a tune and went back to my room to sleep. Speaking of which, I really should thank him for withholding my money. It forced me to go out and earn extra cash. The money I've made in these 2 months crushes that pathetic year-end bonus. Cicada Comics. This year is definitely going to be a fat, prosperous one. Overtime for free? Even a dog wouldn't take that kind of abuse. I had just pushed open my dorm room door, and before I could even untie my shoelaces, I was hoisted into the air by several big men who rushed out. Brother Lee. Please, have some mercy and save us, brothers. That dog director has made a threat. If machine number 5 isn't fixed, the year-end bonuses for everyone in the entire workshop will be zeroed out. I was stunned midair. Collective punishment? How malicious. The ones carrying me were all my old buddies who I'd worked shirtless with. Right now, every one of them was so anxious their eyes were bloodshot. The phrase, "not my business," that was on the tip of my tongue, got stuck in my throat. Looking at these weathered old faces that were about to burst into tears, the stubborn ruthlessness in my heart softened by half. These brothers' entire families relied on this money to survive. Their kids were waiting for money for New Year's clothes. Their mothers-in-law were waiting for their big red envelopes. No one knew better than me how heavy this life-saving money truly was. Bottom-level workers toil for a whole year, just for this meager bit of hope at the end of the year. Brother Lee, please come out of retirement. The director gave a direct order. If we can't bring back a great Buddha like you, everyone's hard-earned money is down the drain. Hearing this, I almost couldn't hold back a laugh. All right, you old bastard, playing the guilt by association card with me, are you? Cheating me out of my money wasn't enough for you, and now you're trying to smash everyone's rice bowls to force me to bow? That's truly disgusting beyond belief. Weren't you pretty arrogant when you stole my 50,000 with a wave of your hand? Now you know it hurts when you kick a steel plate and break your foot? My expression instantly went cold when he was openly robbing me of my year-end bonus. How come I didn't see any of you stand up and say a word? Everyone went silent. After a second of hesitation, old Chen finally spoke up with difficulty. Brother Lee. At that time, none of us expected the director could be such a mad dog. If it's all really withheld, we won't be able to face our wives and kids back home. Brother Lee, my wife is 8 months pregnant. I'm counting on this money to stock up on formula for the baby. Same here, brother. If I go back without my bonus, my wife will definitely kick me and my luggage out the door. Brother Lee, right now, you're the father and the lifeline of hundreds of us in this workshop. There was a long silence, looking at this group of big, burly guys, staring at me with red eyes as if I were a living savior. My heart suddenly clenched. Rules are rules. I've already clocked out. I'm really exhausted after delivering food outside. I held my ground one last time, clinging to my final line of defense. My dear brother, please stop putting on airs. The brothers are really being driven into a dead end this time. The machine stays down like this, the losses will be astronomical. Forget the year-end bonus. It's even uncertain if next month's base salary can be paid. I let out a heavy sigh. I really wanted to let that dog director die, but I really couldn't watch these poor brothers go down with him. I brushed the dust off my trousers and suddenly stood up. Let's go. The group instantly erupted. They were shouting with excitement, as if they wanted to carry me into the workshop like a god on a pedestal. Inside the workshop, it was like a scene from the apocalypse. Don't pull that power cable. Holy crap, it's over, it's all over. It's catching fire again. Help. Why is it smoking toxic fumes again? F. The core thermal sensor is completely burned through. It's all scrap now. We're all dead meat. The workshop supervisor was squatting in the corner, clutching his bald head. That high and mighty director was now slumped on a waste bin, with glazed over eyes, mechanically chanting to himself, 100 million, one small goal, gone. How did I get this cursed? He suddenly looked up and saw my coworkers surrounding me as I walked in. It was like seeing his long-lost mother in the middle of the night. He was so excited he scrambled over, nearly dropping to his knees. Fung Fung. My living ancestor. Hearing him call me, Fung Fung, almost made me vomit my dinner. I've already clocked out for the day. I'm just strolling by to take a look. The director gasped sharply. He didn't dare make a sound of protest. He immediately switched into high-quality sycophant mode. Brother Fung. I'll kowtow to you. Name your price. Ask for whatever you want. As long as you can lift your hand to save this factory. I'll give you 300 kowtows right now if that's what it takes. The brothers nearby pitifully chimed in to plead. Brother Lee, please show your skills. We are truly powerless against this mess. Brother, if you don't step in tonight, all the brothers in the workshop will be lining up to jump off the roof. I let out a heavy sigh, stepped up to machine number 5, and took one look. I almost spat out a mouthful of blood. This bunch of top-tier, high-paid wastes had literally turned a multi-million-dollar piece of equipment into scrap metal. Cicada Comics. More than half the fastening screws were missing. The signal lines were all plugged in backward. The core position was completely off-center, and even the most critical main spindle had been violently twisted into a pretzel. I couldn't help but point at the machine and start cursing. What the hell? You call this an emergency repair? This is freaking sabotage. The several top student technicians instantly turned red in the face. We really did our best. Your best is driving this entire factory to bankruptcy. Didn't bother wasting another word on them. I snapped my head up. My cold gaze sweeping across the room. Size 8, 10, and 12 open-end wrenches. Multimeter. High-precision calibration ruler. Flathead and Phillips screwdrivers. And insulated gloves. Get them all here at lightning speed. In less than 2 minutes, everything was brought to me. The wrenches. The multimeter, the screwdrivers, the ruler, and the insulated gloves were all laid out. Brother Lee, please wet your throat and have some water first. Brother Lee, is this light bright enough? Brother Lee, the floor is cold, let me lay down a few more layers of cardboard for you. I couldn't help but sneer in my heart. Usually, they'd stab me in the back and call me a lazy old-timer. Now they're all acting like filial grandsons. They change their faces faster than flipping pages in a book. I zipped up my work uniform and put on the insulated gloves. I bent down and crawled directly into the chassis of machine number 5. This antiquated machine was packed with components. The wiring was so intricate there wasn't even a gap to reach in. Those rookies had turned it into a bowl of messy porridge. Cleaning up this mess was going to take 3 times the effort. As soon as I started moving, the entire workshop went deathly silent. No one even dared to breathe loudly. Screech, a harsh sound of metal grinding rang out. He's finding the calibration point again. Holy cow, this blind operation technique isn't taught in books. Who do you think you are to witness this skill? You think this is like watching your mom stew ribs at home? They were terrified that any noise would disturb me. Lying under the machine, I was as steady as a mountain. I could handle this kind of glitch with my eyes closed. It was as easy as drinking water. The main spindle had been twisted into a mess, causing at least 5 core components to shift out of alignment. Even the basic sensor had its positive and negative poles reversed. No wonder the machine screamed like a slaughtered pig when the power was on. The temperature control cables were plugged in randomly by those so-called experts. If they'd waited 1 second longer, the motherboard would have been fried to a crisp. If they hadn't begged me to come out tonight, with their brute force disassembly methods, they would have been leading the whole factory into a suicide pact. Kept working frantically for 3 straight hours without moving. In the past, being forced to work late was a daily occurrence. Brother Lee, do you want to come out and catch your breath? Shut the hell up and just hand me the wrench. Watching Li Feng's god-tier maneuvers was more thrilling than a Hollywood blockbuster. Cicada Comics. It was already 3 a.m. The fluorescent lights in the workshop were blinding. I gritted my teeth and tightened the final, critical nut. I collapsed on the floor and let out a long breath. It's done. Power it up. The director's trembling finger pressed down hard on the green start button. The massive machine number 5 emitted a perfectly smooth hum. That second, the entire factory erupted in a roar of celebration. It's steady. It's steady. It's finally back to life. Brother Lee, you're freaking god of machinery incarnate. Holy crap, if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. I'd think I was watching a sci-fi movie. $100 million order was finally snatched back from the brink of death. Fung Fung, Fung Fung. My dear ancestor, you've saved my life, you've saved the whole company. From now on, if anyone dares to bring up your lateness, I'll be the first to tear them apart. In this factory, you're my own brother. I'll treat you with more respect than the chairman. From now on, if you say, go east, I'll never go west. Whatever you want, you get. You want money? I'll approve it instantly. You want a long vacation? I'll sign off right now. You want a promotion and raise? I'll start the paperwork overnight. I was so tired my bones felt like they were dissolving, but I forced my eyes open to glance at him. ... Can my 50,000 be paid back now? The director jolted as if struck by high voltage electricity. It must be paid back. I'll even add another 20,000 out of my own pocket. If you ask for 100,000, I'll find it. From now on, you're my father. ... Director, your ability to change faces is smoother than a beauty filter. How arrogant were you when you docked his 50,000? Now your kneeling posture is textbook perfect. If he'd known Brother Lee was the factory's anchor, messing with him would have been a sign of a missing brain. The director's face turned blue and white as he was mocked, but he didn't dare say a word. He could only stand there with a forced, fawning smile. I pulled off my greasy insulated gloves and slapped them together. Fine, if there's nothing else, I'm going back to sleep. Everyone's eyes nearly popped out at this move. He just saved the day and now he's just walking away? Brother Lee, you're leaving us just like that? It's long past clock out time. I'm not a free pack mule available on call. The director's voice cracked in desperation. Living ancestor. It's 3:30 in the morning. Even if it's 3 in the morning, it's my personal time off. The entire workshop erupted in laughter that nearly lifted the roof. I had just walked out into the empty hallway when a hurried set of footsteps echoed behind me, just as I was about to turn toward the dorm. The director rushed up like a panting lapdog and blocked my path. Li Feng. This time I am sincerely and solemnly apologizing to you. Everything was my fault. You're a bigger man than me, please don't lower yourself to my level. I'm just a guy with a big mouth and a missing screw in my head. You absolutely cannot quit. Come spring, I'll definitely give you a promotion and a raise. As long as you don't walk out, I'll meet any conditions you set. I stopped dead in my tracks. And I thought he'd stay stubborn to the end. I looked down at this director, who had bent his noble spine to bow and surrender in the middle of the night. A playful, cold smirk curled on my lips. I didn't waste words or make threats. Director. ... Who can guarantee what happens in the future? ... Let's just take it one step at a time. I dragged my feet back to the dorm. I didn't even have the energy to take off my oil-stained uniform. I felt as if the marrow had been sucked out of my bones. I collapsed onto the hard bed like a dead pig. Early the next morning, snapped my eyes open and checked my phone. Holy crap, it's 10 o'clock a.m. I launched out of bed like a reanimated corpse. I'm screwed. I'm late again. My heart started racing in my chest as if someone had floored the gas pedal. Given that dog director's petty heart, he'd swallow 50,000 for a 2-minute delay. This time I was a full 2 hours late. I was definitely going to be publicly fired. My name would probably be nailed to the factory's pillar of shame forever. Cicada Comics. But then, a realization flashed through my mind. Late last night, I had single-handedly dragged this broken factory out of $100 million pit. To hell with him. As the hero who saved the factory's fate, staying in bed until 10 a.m. is simply showing respect for life. I took a long stretch, leisurely washed my face and brushed my teeth, and strolled toward the factory like a lord. I had already done the math. At worst, I'd get yelled at. Whatever happens, happens. I don't care anymore. I had just reached the main gate, and habitually reached for my phone to check the time. A bank transfer notification suddenly popped up on the screen. It nearly blinded my titanium-grade eyes. The director has sent you a transfer of exactly 20,000 RMB. Message clearly read, an extra reward from my own pocket. The withheld year-end bonus will be paid in full at the end of the year. I stared at the screen for 3 full seconds. My body was more honest than my brain. I immediately clicked confirm receipt. Money in the pocket is the only truth. As for the empty promise of paying the rest at the end of the year, only an idiot would believe that. This grandson didn't hesitate when he cut the money before. How much sincerity could he have now? Having fallen into the hole once, there's no way I'd be a fool a second time. I had just tucked my phone away, and the security guard, who usually only looked at people with his chin, snapped to attention and saluted me from afar. Good morning, Brother Lee. This sudden display startled me. Brother, it's almost lunchtime. What morning are you talking about? As long as you're here, whatever time it is counts as early morning. The director just gave a strict order. The moment Brother Lee shows up, I'm to call him and report immediately. I was instantly speechless. I'd worked my tail off for this factory for 5 years, and I'd never experienced this kind of royal treatment. The second I stepped into the workshop with my head held high, I felt a sense of total clarity. Those 3 hours I stayed up last night were freaking worth it. In the distance, machine number 5 was emitting a pleasant, steady hum. That sound was enough to make any worker weep with joy. The workshop supervisor saw me and rushed over like he'd seen a deity descending to earth. Brother Lee, you're finally awake and out of seclusion. As long as we see a great Buddha like you here, our hearts can finally rest easy. Your skill last night was simply incredible. Machine number 5 hasn't been this obedient since the day we bought it. Good morning, Brother Lee. Brother Lee, are you thirsty? Let me get you some warm water. Brother Lee, are you hungry? I'll go to the canteen and get you some buns. Brother Lee, your complexion looks great today, you look so handsome. I sneered inwardly. Yesterday, weren't you all acting so high and mighty? Now why are you all acting like groveling cowards? The director rushed out of his office like a gust of wind, tears of excitement nearly welling in his eyes. Brother Feng, you finally graced us with your presence. Quickly, come in. Come to my office and have some good tea. Director. I'm a full 2 hours late today. Aren't you going to dock my pay? The director shook his head like a rattle. Lateness? In our factory, the word late doesn't apply to you. You're now a living ancestor at the level of technical director. Whatever time you step through those gates is the time work starts. Isn't that right? Yes, the director is wise. I felt so satisfied I could have flown. At 3 a.m., he was just a step away from kneeling. Today, he's completely beneath my feet. Sitting in the spacious office, watching the high and mighty director humbly pour tea for me. I felt for a moment like I was daydreaming. He held the porcelain teacup with both hands. Brother Feng. Last night you pulled the entire factory back from the edge of a cliff. We leaders have discussed it. From now on, you don't have to touch any of that dirty, heavy work in the workshop. What kind of scheme is this bastard cooking up now? Is he planning to kick me out now that I've served my purpose? The director leaned in close, his face full of fawning smiles, looking like he owed me millions. Cicada Comics. Your only task every day is to pull up a chair and watch the machines run. As long as you're sitting there as our anchor, the whole factory will have peace of mind. Your compensation will be top tier. How much of a raise? Just give me a number. Whatever you say, I won't haggle. I was rendered speechless by this shameless bootlicking. The director saw that I didn't speak, and assumed the stakes weren't high enough, so he kept adding to the offer. Whenever you want to rest, I'll approve paid time off in a heartbeat. If you have things to do at home, you don't even need to make up an excuse, you can leave whenever you want. ... If we ever run into a crisis and need your help, overtime will be calculated by the minute, and you name the price. As for clocking in late, from today on, your records will be whitelisted. From today on, your records will be whitelisted. Cicada Comics. If you finish your work and want to slip away early, leaving early is not only reasonable, but perfectly legal. If you feel uncomfortable napping on your desk at noon, I'll personally buy a Simmons mattress and move it into the workshop for you. I held the hot teacup, biting my lip hard to keep from laughing out loud. The director lowered his voice mysteriously, looking like a humble, fawning servant. Cicada Comics. Brother Feng. Consider this a personal plea from me. Please don't think about quitting ever again. Without a true god like you, this broken factory of mine wouldn't last 24 hours before shutting down for good. From now on, in this factory, if you so much as fart, it'll carry more weight than an official document from me. Cicada Comics. I took a slow sip of tea and raised an eyebrow. So, about my 50,000 RMB bonus. You're really not docking it this time? Who dares to dock it? I'll fight them myself. Absolutely not docking it. Next spring, I'll double it and give you 100,000. My dear brother Feng. On the surface, I remained calm, but I was calculating in my head. I'll believe the pie in the sky for next year when I see it. Leopards don't change their spots. Capitalists only learn their lesson after being beaten by a bloody reality. Listening to the cheerful roar of machine number 5 outside, the delayed orders were back on track. Immeasurable losses had been averted, and in exchange, the executives were wagging their tails for mercy. Even those arrogant, highly educated technicians now stand at attention the moment they see me from 800 meters away. As for what my biggest wish is now, it's to go over to Boss Wu's place and easily pocket another 2,000 in extra cash. Faced with this kind of life where money just falls into my lap, anyone who doesn't take it is the world's biggest fool. After that, I went back to my routine, clocking in and out exactly on time every day. Even if a machine starts smoking, I won't stay a second longer. As for those grand promises the director made in his office, I treated them as the nonsense of someone suffering from shock. For a worker, Cicada Comics, anything that isn't written in black and white with a company seal and deposited into a bank card is pure garbage. With tens of thousands in thick cash in my pocket, living a dream life without forced overtime, and enjoying the humble faces of everyone in the factory treating me like a deity, I couldn't help but sigh from the bottom of my heart. This is what it feels like for a worker to truly stand up and be the master. Those once arrogant newcomers now say to me every day, "Greetings, Brother Lee. Brother Lee, in your current state, you could tear apart a lathe with your bare hands. ... Brother Lee, have some water." They're so tense, terrified they might do something to upset me. Even if I just clear my throat and cough in the hallway, the director will dash out of his office like a mother hen protecting her chick. Brother Feng, why are you coughing? Do you catch a cold? Hurry home and rest for 2 days with full pay. Do you need me to drive you personally? To see a specialist? Then the director immediately turns and starts roaring at the cleaning lady. I was completely defeated by this surreal turn of events. This extremely absurd and dramatic scene. If I went back a month, even if I were 10 times bolder, I couldn't have even dreamed of this. As for now, enjoying this king-level treatment has become as natural as breathing. Sometimes, a dangerous thought even pops into my head. It seems I could be even more arrogant and walk all over them. As for the matter of promotions and raises, the director practically hints at it in my ear every day in every way possible. Brother Feng, as soon as the new year passes, we'll raise your salary immediately. How much of a raise is really just a matter of you saying the word. As long as you're willing to give us the nod, I'll personally go to finance and oversee the special approval process for you. Cicada Comics. Every time I hear this "pie in the sky" nonsense, I just give a meaningful sneer. We can talk about those empty promises after the new year. I have plenty of confidence now. I'm not in a hurry for that little bit. Actually, I'm as clear as day about it. As long as I stay here, he'll have to cough up enough money even if it hurts him. Having lived for nearly 40 years, and being ground down by society for so long, I have finally, truly understood one ultimate rule of the workplace. As long as you hold unmatched, hardcore technical skills, even if the King of Heaven himself shows up, he would still have to behave himself in front of me. It feels freaking awesome.